What's up guys, my name is Ace, and welcome back to Maps Exposed, the series where I cover all of the jumps, spots, and lines of sight that I know of on every map in Advanced Warfare. In today's episode, we're going to be covering the third of the Ascendance DLC maps, and that is Climate. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so usually I'm pretty disappointed in DLC maps for this series because there aren't usually a ton of great spots, but this map actually has some really nice lines of sight and a few nice little jump spots as well. So the first one I'm going to show you here isn't really all that exciting, but I have to get it over with before the water turns green. So before that big dynamic map event, there is a hardpoint location that's right in amongst these palm trees right in here. If you crouch right here, you get a nice line of sight on there, and a lot of the times they won't see you here. Obviously, if they're looking for you, they will see you in that spot, but most of the time they're not really looking in that place, so a lot of times you can catch them off guard, pick off a few kills, and then you can move on and try and capture that hard point or do whatever you have to do. Now over by the C flag area over here, this is where things start to get interesting. So a lot of the times people will be coming from this direction right here. This happens in pretty much any game mode, and you want to try and defend this area, or you just know they're coming from that way and you want to set yourself up best for success. Well, a lot of times people will kind of head glitch this area right here or something like that. Those are all really obvious, like they might want to come back here as well. These are extremely obvious spots, and that's exactly where they're going to expect you to be. One thing you can do, actually, and this one, thank you to the One Boom for finding this for me, but he actually found this and showed it to me. You can jump up on top of this sign right here, and you can look right over top of this rock here. You can easily pick them off if they come through there. You can also edge your way over and look at this area here, but then you do expose yourself a little bit more to this spot here. Now, it may not seem like an amazing spot while you're in it, but when you're coming from the other direction, that's when you really notice how good of a spot it actually is, because people rarely look up in that direction. Now, a very similar spot that's great for watching the C flag as well as up on top of that balcony there, which a lot of times people will try and spawn trap you up there. Let's just say you're spawning C and you want to try and get over to that area. They'll just sit right up on top of that balcony and they'll pick you off without any problems at all because you have no cover coming through here and they have the height advantage. So a great way to take them by surprise and easily pick them off is to simply jump on top of this rock right here. And then if you crouch, they can barely see you. Obviously, they can see a bit of you, but if you aren't moving, you actually kind of blend in really well right here. And it's a great way to pick those guys off as they're on that balcony. And they're going to be looking down towards the C flag, not all the way back here and up top on top of this rock. So one of the best lines of sight on this map by far. Now, as for the C flag itself, I actually have a little bit of a capture spot that's actually quite useful if your enemies are coming from this direction over there. So essentially, all you have to do is you jump up on top of this rock right here. I find it's best to just jump up and boost slam on it. And then you can edge your way over, capture the C flag, and while you're capturing it, you can actually see people, you can see their heads and their upper bodies as they come around that corner to try and basically defend their flag from you. So it's very easy to pick them off. You get nice capture kills based on this. And usually they're looking down over here, and by the time they adjust their aim to get up here, they're already dead because you've already picked them off. Now, one little thing, it's quite minor, but definitely worth pointing out, is these rocks right here are a great way to avoid this green water without jumping. Let's just say maybe you're running Blast Suppressor and you don't want to expose yourself on the minimap by jumping over this. You can very easily just walk around like this, and a lot of people don't know that you can do this. So it's just one thing to keep in mind while playing. Now, getting up on top of this balcony here, I was showing you how people like to sit up here and try and spawn trap you back there. Well, most people will stand just like this. They'll basically stand up here, try to use this for cover. This is how I used to basically cover this area, is just stand up here, move around a little bit, and try and pick people off as they come around that corner. A great way to take them by surprise even more and get a longer line of sight is right here. If you just lay down through here, they rarely see you through these leaves here, especially if you have a sniper rifle. They don't stand a chance against you right here. But on the other end of that, be aware of people that are going to be using that spot and try to use that rock spot to try and counter it before pushing up and trying to challenge people that may be laying here. A somewhat similar spot is when you're on this middle balcony area right here. If you want to defend the B flag, or there is a hardpoint location in there as well, you can simply lay down like this and you can shoot through this crack. Pretty much everybody knows about this spot that's had any time played on this map. But it is still worth mentioning, I find, because you can pick off some very easy kills while defending the B flag or that hardpoint location. And same works from over here as well. Just wanted to point that out real quick. Now, getting over towards the A flag a little bit, just one little line of sight to keep an eye out for and also use potentially is this spot right here. You're quite difficult to see through all of this vegetation here, so you can easily spray people if they're on the ground or on that level right there. But when you're playing grapple, this isn't a very useful spot because people are usually grappling all over up top, and they'll grapple right above you without you even really having a chance to shoot them. This also works the other way a little bit as well. You can kind of crouch in here and pick people off as they come through that spot. So just be aware of that, and be aware of the fact that it's not as effective for the grapple modes. So finally on this map, we have this giant statue here, which I think looks like a giant lawn gnome. So we're going to call it the giant lawn gnome head. Basically, you can jump up onto this part right here. You can kind of look over this way, but you will pretty much fall down. It's more so I wanted to show that from here, you can very easily jump on top of the head of this statue. And it can be kind of interesting to maybe try and take people off guard, but keep in mind you have no cover and not really much of a place to retreat to from up here. So it's not the smartest place to be sitting all game. It's more something to just be aware of. People can get up there, and you might want to go up there every now and then just to take somebody by surprise. And it also works for this one. You have to jump to this spot right here first, and then you just have to double jump and jump up on top of the head right here. This one's a little bit better if you want to get a line of sight over towards that hardpoint location that's right back in there. A lot of times they aren't paying attention to people that are this far back. So you can oftentimes just kind of lay down up here with a sniper rifle and just pick people off over and over again before they catch on to what's going on and are able to actually kill you. So that's going to wrap it up for today's episode of Maps Exposed. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.